Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi, who sits on the House Oversight Committee, joins me now. Congressman, it's great to talk to you again. Always a pleasure.
Same here, Eamon.
Walk us through, sir, a little bit of the objectives of this investigation. I want to also get your reaction to the Michael Cohen news that happened a short while ago.
It's very disturbing, to say the least. First of all, he needs to testify before Congress. I hope that he'll come in voluntarily. But what's most disturbing is that apparently there have been some intimidation tactics employed by the president or his team that have basically prevented him from appearing on February 7th. So we have to work with him, assure his safety, and we have to make it clear that mob tactics are unacceptable. They're completely unacceptable in our system of government.
Congressman, from what you've seen so far from the president, his tweets, his comments in public, do you feel that he has reached the level of witness intimidation, witness tampering in what he has said about Michael Cohen to try to dissuade him from testifying?
Well, what I do know is that he's already being investigated for obstruction of justice, and this type of behavior is just going to cause more investigations. I don't know the nature of exactly what might have been said that we are not aware of to Mr. Cohen or his family, but we are aware of certain statements made about his father-in-law. We have to remember this. The president is technically in charge of the Justice Department. He has the full force of the American criminal justice system behind him, and when he makes these statements, they can't be taken lightly, either by Michael Cohen or other witnesses. So now we have to work with him, assure his safety, and bring him in voluntarily. He can tell his full story.
You mentioned some other witnesses. Walk us through, tell us a little bit about some of the other individuals that you and your committee are interested to hear from regarding this subject and a slew of the other investigations that we outlined.
Well, there are a lot of issues, obviously, that the Oversight Committee is going to be looking into. With regard to Mr. Cohen, there's topics ranging from campaign finance violations to, obviously, the president's personal finances and so forth. There are probably other witnesses that Mr. Cohen would probably tell us about, and I would suspect that they would then be called in for further questioning.
How do you ensure that what your committee is doing now in the way that you are launching these investigations one after the other, whether it be into Russia, whether it be into Michael Cohen, whether it be into security clearances, does not fall victim to the accusations that others were making when that committee was being ruled by Republicans and going systematically after Hillary Clinton's emails and what many thought were trumped up political investigations? How do you not fall victim to that same charge?
Well, I think we have to remember why the American people hired us to be in the majority. On the one hand, they want us to act as a check and balance on the president and the administration. There was no oversight in the last 2 years. In fact, my committee was often called the lack of oversight committee. On the other hand, they also hired us to get something done, and so we will have to pursue priorities such as dealing with prescription drug prices and other similar pocketbook items that hopefully Democrats and Republicans can come together on and make progress.
Congressman, as you know as well, a lot of drama today on Capitol Hill between the White House and Nancy Pelosi regarding the State of the Union. The president tried to ignore Speaker Pelosi's disinvite for that State of the Union. She's holding firm. In fact, she told the president there will not be an address if the government is still shut down. Here's what the speaker said seconds ago. It's a little hard to hear, but hopefully you'll make it out.
Speaker Pelosi? Hello. Can you tell us what you told the president? Can you tell the what? Public domain? Why not invite him back then? Why not invite him back then?
Because government is closed. We have said very clearly from the start. When I go to him the second time to say, since government is shut down, let's work together on a mutually agreeable date, and we can welcome you to the Capitol together with a State of the Union address. Government is still shut down. I still make the offer. Let's work on a mutually agreeable date, as the original date was mutually agreeable, so that we can welcome him properly.
Thank you all.
So, Congressman, what is your reaction? I'm not sure if you made it out, but we'll just reiterate it for our viewers. She's essentially saying she offered the president a chance to move or reappoint or, put it at another time after the government shutdown is over. That obviously has not happened. She's saying the government is still shut down. There will be no State of the Union, at least not in the House chamber. What is your reaction to that?
I think it's reasonable to say that when 800,000 people aren't getting paid, when millions of Americans aren't receiving their government services, that now is not the time to do the State of the Union address. I think that we should reopen government, and let's just schedule it for a different date. It's not as though it's never going to happen. It's just not going to happen now because the government is shut down. This is not an appropriate time for it.
All right, Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi, thank you very much, sir, for your time.
Thank you,
Always
Amen.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.